Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is the previous topic, Archimedes principle, that we've discussed in a full detail. But today we will just explain that how different types of problems can be solved by the help of Archimedes principle. And for a quick review, I will just revise the definition of or the statement of Archimedes principle. Archimedes principle says that the buoyant force on an object will be always equal to the weight of the displaced water or liquid or fluid by the object. So that is equals to Fb is equal to weight of the displaced fluid, Mfg means mg, and the net force is equals to Fb minus W of the object, and we've discussed it in a full detail, and we formed two basic relationships of the weight of the object with the buoyant force with respect to the masses, and the relationship of the weight with respect to the buoyant force is related to the densities. So by the help of these two relations, we can find and we can solve different types of problems. As for instance, we have a problem here that I've already written here for the sake of easiness. A girl purchases a gold crown or gold, anything made of gold, at the flea market. After she gets home, she hangs, she hangs, she hangs the crown from a scale and finds its weight to be 7.84 Newton. She then weighs the crown while it is immersed in water and the scale reads 6.86 Newton. Is the crown made up of pure gold? The problem is very easy and very interesting. A girl buying a gold crown, and now she is, when she gets home, now she is checking the gold and she hangs the crown from scale, finds its weight to be 7.84 Newton in the air. Like here I have illustrated. In the air, when she hangs the crown, this is a gold crown, or anything which is made up of gold. So she weighs the crown and she finds that the weight of the crown is here 7.84 Newton in air. Now she then weighs the crown while it is immersed in the liquid or in the water, and she reads the scale, and the scale reading is 6.86 Newton. Now she again hangs the crown to the similar scale, but now the crown is immersed in the water, and she notices that the weight of the crown is now 6.86 Newton. As you can see that here the weight of the crown or the gold is greater in the air, and here the weight of the crown is lesser in the water. Here is a very important point and a very interesting logic is here. Why this weight seems to be lesser as compared to the air, as compared to the weight in the air? Because here we have another force acting on this crown as well, from the downward position to the upward position, which is called buoyant force, and that is actually the buoyant force about which the Archimedes principle is discussing, that this buoyant force will be equal to the water, to the weight of the water or the liquid or the fluid displaced by this object, or here the object is now crown. a gold crown. So the question is asking, giving some data, and after required data is, so the given data is that is gold crown. The weight in the air is 7.8 Newton. The weight in the water is 6.8 Newton. And now the required data is saying that the crown made of pure gold or not. We have to check it out. So given data, weight in air that is 7.84 Newton, weight in water that is 6.86 Newton, density of the water, you should just keep this in mind, that is the fixed density of water everywhere, that is same 1.1 multiplied by 10 raised to 3 kg per meter cube. And the required data is density of the object. If we find the density of the object, which is crown, which is the golden crown, so we will be able to check that whether the crown or the gold is pure or not. Because if the gold, if we find out the gold density and that matches the original density which is already given to you people, and I will write the original density here as well, so we will say that this gold is pure, otherwise not, otherwise not. So solution, as we know that the point force is equals to the weight in the air minus the weight in the liquid, or in the fluid or in the water. So put the values here. Weight in the air is this one, 7.84 Newton. Weight in the water is 6.86 Newton. By subtracting this value from this, find that buoyant force is 0.98 Newton. Now this is our buoyant force. Here we have all the required things are fulfilled here. Weight in the air, weight in the water, density of the water, and buoyant force. Now by checking these two relations, we can find the density of the object by using this relation number B, which is WO by buoyant force is equal to density of the object with respect to the density of the buoyant force. So the relation between the weight of the object and buoyant force with respect to densities, that is given by the relation number B. So we can write that WO by FB is equals to rho O divided by rho B. Here the weight of the object is given here, that is the object weight in the air. So I'll put the weight of the object, which is 7.84 Newton, and point force is given here, that is 0.98 Newton, equals to rho of the object, means density of the object will be found out. I will find the object density, and the density of the water is given here, that is the density of the water, which is 1 multiplied by 10 raised to power 3 kg per meter cube. Now you can solve the problem like this in the shortcut form, or you can use another method, that leave this rho at its own place and shift this rho of the water or rho of the liquid to the other side. Since this is in the division form, so it will become in the multiplication form. Now by putting these values, again the same thing will be here. So WO is 7.84 multiplied by rho of the liquid or the water, means density of the water is 1 multiplied by 10 raised to power 3 kg per meter cube, and buoyant force is given, that is 0.98 Newton. So if I transfer this value here, so again this will become in the multiplication form. So you should not bother yourself that these are different. So these are not different. So by multiplying these two values with each other and dividing by this value, we will get the final value will be, the final value is rho is equals to 8 multiplied by 10 raised to power 3 kg per meter cube, kg per meter cube. Now this is actually the density of the gold crown, but we know that the gold density is equals to 19.3 multiplied by 10 raised to power 3 kg per meter cube. Now as you know that 19.3 multiplied by 10 raised to power 3 kg per meter cube is the original density of the gold. Now there is a lot of difference in between these two values. The original value of the gold density is 19.3 multiplied by 10 raised to power 3 kg per meter cube, and the arrived value which is given in the problem, that is 8 multiplied by 10 raised to power 3 kg per meter cube. So the difference is very huge. So in conclusion, according to the problem, is the crown made up of pure gold? So no. The gold crown is not. Here I can give a short answer that no, the gold crown is not pure. Why? Because of these two things. So that is a very interesting and important principle according to which we can protect ourselves from a very huge loss in the flea markets especially, okay, as the girl is facing a huge problem because she has now a very impure golden crown. Okay, hope you are understanding. If you have any question, you can ask me now. Okay, thank you.